Start. Speaking in the Lok Sabha, the Minister for Planning said, I had indicated to the House earlier in this session that the government would share with Parliament a mid-term appraisal of the performance and prospects of the fourth plan. We had completed a detailed evaluation of the progress of the plan when hostilities with Pakistan began earlier this month. As a result of the new situation, the uncertainties that had been introduced into our economic scene by the massive influx of refugees from Bangladesh have become more complex and pervasive. Given this context, honorable members will appreciate that it will not be realistic at the present time to formulate a reasonably clear outline of the prospects for the remaining period of the plan. Such an outline will have to take into account these new challenges on the one hand and provide for a reorientation to the plan to respond in greater measure to the needs of our people on the other. Nevertheless, our detailed assessment of the first half of the plan that is now behind us is helpful in bringing out our achievements as well as in locating the sectors, projects and programs to which further attention needs to be paid urgently to rectify the shortfalls that are emerging. It is in order to enable such a constructive process of all-round improvement that we have decided to place before Parliament an analysis of plan progress in the last 3 years, although we are unable to complete the exercise which might have been possible if times were normal by supplying an outlook for the remainder of the plan. Accordingly, I have placed on the table of the House copies of the document containing a mid-term appraisal of the fourth plan. I must apologize for the fact that this has become a lengthy document. The Hindi version is under preparation and will be got printed and circulated separately. We are also preparing a summary which will shortly be made available to members of Parliament. In the coming months, sustained attention will have to be given by the centre, the state governments and the public sector institutions to the findings of this document. Our effort will be to use it as a working basis for undertaking the several measures required, whether they are policy changes, administrative improvements, financial measures, or the initiation of new projects and programs in order to achieve and maintain better performance in the various sectors of the development. I shall not attempt to summarize once again the facts and conclusions contained in this document. Instead, my purpose today is to highlight a few aspects of economic management and plan performance to which urgent and purposive attention is necessary, all the more because of the emergency we are passing through and what we may anticipate of its aftermath. It is clear that the increased requirements arising from the defense effort and for assisting Bangladesh will make an additional demand on our financial, physical, and manpower resources as well as on foreign exchange. It is therefore of paramount importance to stimulate and mobilize savings in the economy on the one hand and to use our resources with maximum economy and efficiency on the other. Increased savings are directly a function of increased production and incomes and of restraint on all non-essential consumption. We have to ensure that the savings of the community, whether it is in the household sector or in the corporate sector, public or private, are raised to a higher level in a sustained manner. It is equally necessary to capture a larger proportion of the savings for the public sector in order to undertake priority investments as also to sustain public consumption on essential social outlays such as education, health, water supply, nutrition, etc. The necessary effort for resource mobilization can be undertaken and sustained to an adequate extent only if the burden of sacrifice is equitable and the weaker sections of the people are protected. For both growth and social justice, price stability is an essential infrastructure. Government are conscious of the need to undertake urgent concrete steps for price stabilization so that the inflationary pressures on the horizon are avoided and both incomes and investments are duly safeguarded. we have to particularly emphasize price stability because cost and price increases that have taken place since the plan was formulated are themselves likely to result in shortfalls in the plan in real terms as to original financial outlays. We have to increase production as rapidly as possible and all round, whether it is in agriculture or industry or power.